Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Friday afternoon, September 1st. We're looking at Window Trader's market profile of the ES and NQ. Obviously having trouble still with the audio. I'm working on it. I'm a one-man operation here who's not technology savvy, so I'm trying. So I'm going to try to have somebody help me this weekend, so please bear with me. I enjoy doing these videos. I hope you like listening to them, so I'm trying to get it straightened out. Okay. As far as the market goes, good week for the bulls. End up about 10, 11 bucks for the week. They finally had some consolidation and came back into balance on the daily. We'll recap all three of these indices charts. We end up with B shapes today, clearly for just some long liquidation from week longs. Righty didn't get either side of the IB. However, they're still up on the daily. They didn't even come. They stayed above yesterday's high after A and B period. Look at that. Stayed above it the whole time. NQ and ES both after gapping higher. Now NQ didn't gap higher. We gap higher along with NQ only to take out yesterday's low. So we had a chance, which I didn't think was going to happen, for an outside day down. And I told the room that. And we'll go over everything, why and everything as we discuss here. So once again, an upside gap fails. So only 21.7% of those have held. A trend day down failed also. Only 32.5% of those held. Now, our volume is very light. We'd have to do under 57.7 million in SPY with the after hours to be in the top 10 lightest. There's a small chance for that, so you never know. Again, just like yesterday after PCE, the market pushes up with non-farm payroll, and then we never see that level again after A period. Now, I know I say this a lot, but if you don't think it's something to keep an eye on and something to trade off of, you're missing something. ES has a huge penchant for front running overnight highs, overnight lows, daily highs, all those type of important levels. Look what we did today. Now, I didn't take advantage of it, although I got back on board to take advantage. I actually had a losing trade in my first trade because I did think, I got a little biased after the gap, even though the gap filled, I thought we would get the overnight high. Well, we missed it by a tick or so, or 2 ticks. Okay, 2 ticks. If that's not a huge nuance, right? Sounds funny. You talk about a risk reward short. If you're never going to get the high. If you shorted 47 and use 49 as your out, a 2-point risk. Look at this in A, B, and C. Okay, you forget about B even. Just even A period pushing down. You could have shorted 47 and stuck with it to say 27, 20 points. So that's huge. I actually took the long because I was biased. I thought we would get it. I lost only a point on that, but then I longed again against value high thinking we would hold it, and I took a 4-point loss on that, and I was like, that's it for the long. So what I did, I switched to shorts. Actually went to NQ because it was moving better, and I shorted. So I was down 5 points in ES, but I had really good B and C's in NQ, taking those shorts as the market was coming in. So I made 39 points on that in NQ. Then I went back to ES, and I shorted D, I shorted E, and did okay on that, got my points back and more, and I actually went long in F to get the single print fill. When you can't, another thing we talked to the room about, which is very important, when you can't take out the previous time frame's low, when you go trend right away, tells you those sellers aren't that strong. And we didn't, okay? We did not take it out. So that was a little telltale sign. So when we went up, I went and took a long to cover the short. And then later in the day, I changed. Now here's the reason I changed. I didn't think we'd have an outside day down, even though everything was in favor of the sellers. It truly was. You had the overnight low, the IB low, value overlapping lower after being higher on the day. lower in TPO, volume pop. So why am I looking for a long? Because the sellers showed they weren't there. Okay, they had every opportunity in E period and failed. Not only that, after making the low of the day in E, we never made a new low. So I was absolutely looking to fade these. Okay, now I was hoping for a new low to fade it. Didn't get it, but I took a long in NQ at I's low, made 14 on that, and then I took a long in both NQ and ES in J period and did well on those. I was hoping for K to go make new lows. I was going to do that same trade again, but it didn't. And then obviously that was the only opportunity as it went back up. So ES I ended up making 8 points on the day. Right? Yeah. 35 on the week. NQ, I made 61 on the day, and about 265 on the week. Now, is trading NQ taken away from ES from me a little bit? Sure it is. Sure it is. NQ moves quicker. It's hard to do both of them at the same time. And I had a little bit of a tough read with ES for 3 days, basically Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this week. So I wasn't as sure. But again, the combination, they complement each other very nice, how I'm trading them. And so far I've been very happy with it. As far as destinations go, for the upside in SPY, we have 453.67, which is a weekly high. That's today's high. Our downside is 450.72, our 10-wide POC. And then our low of 449.68, which is a poor low. In ES, the downside is 1775 10 wide, the low of 0725, which is today's low and poor, and the upside is 4750. Now remember, today was the weekly high, and it's also to start the month, the monthly high. And another thing that somebody pointed out to me in the trading room, and this is important, August high in ES was in the after hours. And believe it or not, so far in the first day in September, it's the after hours, right? We never took it out. Those things generally don't hold. Now, even though we came back into balance on the daily, which I think is healthy, I think this market still has a tendency to want to grind higher, especially maybe next week. We'll see with the shortened week and people on vacation. Now, let's go to the charts and break these down. So, I know it's a broken record, but at some point, it's going to become important. IWM is still in balance for May of 2022 on the monthly. You can say they failed at this at the balance high 3 months ago. Well, they had an inside month now in August. So if we come out of the inside month to the upside, there would probably be good odds of finally trying to come out of this, 17-month balance, whatever it is, to the upside. If we come out of the inside month to the downside, then you're probably going to have better odds of testing the balance low again. So firmly balanced on the monthly with an inside month last month. Weekly, you can call it, we were still down last week. I said treat it as an inside week. So once we took out last week, we definitely came back to balance. Now the question is, do you want to call the weekly up or a 3-week balance? Well, for my money's worth, what I would probably do is call it, we took out the weekly high by $1, right? I would call it balance. Why? Because if we take out this week's high on Tuesday or next week, well, then we firmly up. If we don't, then you're still in balance. I would call it still balance now and make the buyers take out this week's high, which is today's high, by the way. So the monthly is balanced, the weekly is balanced, trying to go higher. The daily is up. The daily did not stop going up like NQ and ES did. So the daily is one time framing up. They had an outside day up 4 days ago, and they're one time framing up now the last 3 days above all 3 of their indices. So again, for Russell to get going, they really need to take out not only that inside month from last month, but they got to get above August of 2022's high. They have to. If they ever have any hopes of really starting to push back towards all-time highs. So monthly balance, weekly balance, daily up. Triple Qs and NQ. Monthly is balance, okay? The monthly is balance, it's a 2-month balance. What is this showing here as a low? Oh, that's not right. Today is the first day of the month. It's showing something really off here. What's the, I'm showing the day's low at 376.08 in triple Qs. They're showing today's low on the monthly at 355.26. So that's way off. And I'm going to have to fix SPY's daily low. But anyway, the monthly is a 2-month balance, right? Just like we are in ES and SPY. So the monthly is in balance. The weekly is up, okay? The weekly is up, one time frame and up 2 weeks. And the daily is balanced because we took out yesterday's low. I would call it a 2-day balance. So if we, with all of it being today. So on Tuesday, if we take out today's high, we're back to bull, right? Bull, balance, back to bull. If we take out today's low on Tuesday, bull, balance, bear. See how that works? So right now the monthly is balanced, the daily is up. I'm sorry, the weekly is up, the daily is balanced. Now, here's ES and SPY. 2-month balance. We went over that yesterday. I'm not going to go over it again. So we'll see. Do we come out of balance back to bull or roll over bear? The weekly is up for me. Okay? The weekly is definitely up for me. This is not a correct low. The weekly low is, and I'm going to change them right after I do the video. SPY's weekly low is 440.86, not 439.97. I thought I changed that. I don't know why they're showing that, but it's absolutely wrong, okay? So the monthly is balanced, the weekly is up, and the daily is balanced, okay? However, I know. I changed it on the daily the other day. Here it is, right here. Yeah, the daily. I have to wait to the end of the week to change it on the weekly. So that Monday's low is 440.86. So we're in now. What do you want to call this? You want to call it a 2-day balance, a 3-day balance? How far are we from this daily low? Only $1. I'm probably going to call this a 3-day balance. So again, bull, balance. If we come out of it to the upside Tuesday, bull. If we take out today's low but don't take out Wednesday's low, I'd probably still call it balanced then, okay? And I'll look one more time real quickly at triple Qs to see if they should be a 3-day balance. That low is 373.86, and today's low, nah, that's still far enough away, so I'd probably call them down if they came out of it. So anyway, I hope to fix this audio problem. I really appreciate your likes and subscribing to this YouTube channel. Come check us out at camelbacktrading.org for $30 a month. I did a podcast with Aaron Corbs. Went really well last week. It should be coming out in the next 3 weeks or so. I'll let you know when it does come out. But it was a really good talk. So I'll let you guys and gals know when that come out. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe. And we'll speak prior to the opening on Tuesday.